Hi guys, Bobby Gas here. I'm gonna do a thread for Vance ZEPPEARL. He started a thread a couple of days ago, and I told him I think I'm gonna jump on this one. And it's about the first record you ever bought or you ever made love to or whatever. It's a first record thread, kind of, right? And he showed a Kiss album and a Neil Young album, right? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to what my thread response is going to be about the first record I ever had stolen on me. Yeah, I've had records stolen on me. Most of us have it from my age because that's you buy a lot of records now, old records now, and you can see names and initials on them. I used to do it too because people used to steal records back in those days. I mean, you had to keep your eye on them. When you were at a party and a dance, you carried your records around with you, actually, eh? And when you were at a party or a dance, you had to keep your eye on them, believe me. Monte Cristo, number one. Now, the first record I had stolen on me, I bought at a restaurant, actually, that we used to go into, one of the restaurants we used to go into back in the day when we were kids. And I bought it for a quarter. And it had come off the jukebox. It was 100 pounds of clay. Uh, don't tell me I can't remember right. Gene McDaniels, I think it was, right? That was the first one that was stolen on me, and that was my kid brother that stole it. And what he did with it, there was a girl down the street from us guys when we lived where we lived, and she had a crush on me. And my brother would, she'd pay him money to, cut a piece of my hair off of my head. And instead, he went and stole my comb that had hair on my comb and sold it to her, right? And he'd sell her things. And he stole that record, I'm pretty sure, and sold it to her, for money. My kid brother was always into money. The second record that I had stolen on me, I'll show you in a bit, but I'll go right to the third record that I had stolen on me because I no longer own it, right? And that was one of my all-time favorite records that I ever owned in my whole life, and I've never been able to replace it. It's a 1972. It was a birthday present to me by a good buddy of mine, fishing buddy. It was the 1972 chess recordings of all of Chester Burnett, Howlin' Wolf, all of his recordings for Chess Records. And it was in 1972. I think I'm pretty sure it was a double album. I think, but anyhow, it was a fantastic album, and I was a huge, and still am a huge Howlin' Wolf fan. Anyhow, I never did find out who stole that one on me. But the second one that got stole on me was back in '69, back in the hippie days. We had this hippie pad, and the coppers used to kick the door down, once a week for God's sakes. Anyhow, there was people in and out of there all the time, right? And I bought this album. I fell in love with it. It's my favorite all-time album right here, and I think it has the greatest rock and roll song on it of all time. Uh, Voodoo Child's Slight Return. That's uh, the short one, not the long one. I mean, Jimmy, I mean, he's the best guitar player I ever saw. I've seen a lot of good ones, let me tell you. But anyhow, I never found out later until it was my kid brother who stole this. And I never found out till, I don't know, a decade, 2 decades later, right? And you know what he traded it for? He traded it for this record right here. Astral Weeks by Van Morrison. Now this is an original copy on the green Warner. This was a gift to me after I had been searching for Astral Weeks for quite some time, right? An original copy. I couldn't find one, anywhere in the neighborhood or at any garage sales. So I went and bought this one here for $27.99 VG plus, VG plus plus, and then plus tax, so it was over $30, right? And what this is a, I don't know what year the pressing was, but this was a repress, eh? And it's, you can tell the difference. You can tell the difference in the weight of the two albums. You just go like, pick them up and you go, oh, this one's heavier, right? That's, believe it or not, I used to go into stores or a lot of places and see albums like that, and I'd pick them up. I got the bad eyes before I got my peepers fixed, and I couldn't do any of the reading or anything like that. I'd pick them up and I'd weigh them. Oh, this one's heavier. I'll take this one. Anything else I got to say here, Vance? I don't know here. No, good enough. Short but sweet. There's your thread, Vance. People stealing off of me. Boy, I never did like that. I get even.